Speak sponsored by RxCardClub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. RxCardClub.com. How wearing tight clothing regularly affects your health. People wear form-fitting or tight clothes for many reasons, including comfort, fashion, or to boost confidence. That said, when wearing clothes that are too tight too often, it can lead to health issues people may be unaware of. 1. Respiratory issues. If you wear sports bras or other garments that restrict your breathing continuously and for long periods, it can compromise your lung function due to the pressure. When this happens during exercise, typically while wearing a sports bra, it can negatively impact your basal metabolic rate, the rate at which your body burns calories. 2. Postural changes and musculoskeletal disorders. Wearing tight pants or belts regularly can put pressure on the skeletal system and nerves, potentially leading to misalignment of the pelvis and muscle imbalance over time. Pressure on the abdomen from tight clothing can also cause the spine to become stiffer. Knee joints and tight clothing. Tight-waisted clothing can also affect joints, as the movement requires the muscles to use more force to transition from a sitting to a standing position. This increases the load the knee has to bear, which can, over time, cause issues. 3. Nerve issues. Wearing clothes that are too tight can lead to nerve compression, known as meralgia paresthetica. When a person develops this condition, they can experience various symptoms, including numbness, pain, tingling, prickling, chilling, or burning sensations on the skin without being touched. These symptoms can feel worse when a person moves, walks, or stands. 4. Gastrointestinal issues. Wearing tight clothing that increases intra-abdominal pressure can lead to issues with gastrointestinal health, including the worsening of acid reflux. This is especially true when wearing tight clothing while eating. If a person has irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, or other gastrointestinal disorders, wearing tight clothing can exacerbate their symptoms and increase pain. Wearing clothing that is too tight can also cause poor digestion and constipation. Related stories: StoriesSalty Skin, causes and when to worry. Getting rid of Grover's disease, what stops less than speak the itch. 5. Brain wave changes. Girdles, corsets, and other tight shapewear worn around the abdomen can be uncomfortable and affect the body in various ways, one of which is by altering brain waves. Research found that the brain waves people experience while wearing different types of pressure-related clothing change depending on the tightness of the clothing. These changes are unlikely to be permanent and may occur due to discomfort felt while wearing the garment, without posing any long-term damage to brain health. 6. Heart health. Research suggests that wearing tight clothing can also increase heart rate in some individuals, resulting in greater pressure on the cardiovascular system. 7. Hormonal and reproductive issues. An older study found that wearing tight clothing can increase the amount of hormones excreted in the urine due to their effect on the sympathetic nervous system. Newer research found that hormonal changes in men can also be caused by wearing clothing that's too tight, particularly underwear. Too tight underwear can lead to a higher level of follicle-stimulating hormone, thus reducing sperm counts. In some cases, people may also experience abnormal or irregular menstruation from regularly wearing clothing that is too tight. Tight and non-breathable underwear can also increase the risk of vaginal yeast infections. 8. Organ health issues. When clothing around the abdomen is too tight, it can lead to issues with blood flow to the organs. Over time, a lack of blood flow can lead to organ disorders and damage. How to wear tight clothing safely. The best way to wear tight clothing safely is to check in with yourself to ensure it feels comfortable and supportive. If you feel relaxed and can move freely, then the clothing is likely not too tight and is causing no problems. What constitutes tight clothing? There's a difference between clothing that's tight and too tight, and there are signs that you can use to differentiate between the two. For example, seeing pressure marks or red marks on the skin after removing a garment could indicate that it's too tight against the skin. Break. However, seeing red marks on their own doesn't always indicate that clothing is too tight, as some people may have more sensitivity to tightness or mark more easily than others. Break signs to look out for alongside red marks that may in less than /speak indicate your clothing is too tight include: break numbness or tingling in the extremities, burning sensations, restricted movement, pressure or pain, difficulty. rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 80% on prescription drugs. Less than /speak.